All right, today we're talking to Danny Gokey. We caught him on the road. He's out in Florida on a little tour, and always love catching guys in action on the road. Danny's going to be a great guy to talk to. So much incredible music, power in his voice, and incredible songs. Here we go. Here's Danny Gokey. Well, hey, Danny, nice to get you. We had to give a couple of attempts here. You're such a busy guy, just out on the
Well,
road doing so many things.
I appreciate your patience with me. Yeah, it's been a couple of times for sure.
That's all right. So you're out in Florida right now on a multi-city tour with a few artists. Why don't you tell me about like a day in the life of Danny Gokey these days? What does today look like for you?
Well, day in the life today. It's we already did 4 shows this last week. We got 4 shows
Yeah.
this week, but this time I brought my wife and my kids on the road, and so it's going to be a very busy day in the life. So
Yes.
I got kids, four of them, 11, 9, 7, 5. So they're all telling me how bored they are today. So I have to go be the
Oh,
entertainer,
yes. There
tour
you go.
guy, clown,
This
clown to keep them, and then go do
Yeah,
a show.
yeah, yes. Hey, I heard a rumor that you and your wife do a podcast together. Is that right? You and your wife have a little thing you
Yeah.
do?
So we did do a podcast. It's called Living La Vida Goki. We put it on pause right now, but we have a
Mm-hmm.
few seasons. People loved it. They thought it was funny. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Still very relevant. The things we talk about,
Yes.
and yeah, people can check that out.
So funny. Rumor has it that your wife is quite the Spitfire. She's got some things to say. I mean, I say that all in, I don't know if Spitfire is a positive word, but that's what I meant it as. So
For a
there you
Latino, it's
go.
very positive. I like
Oh, is that?
that.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. So you are married to someone who's got some things to say, got some energy, some passion, some joy in her.
Yeah, she's got spunk, and she's Latina, and so
Oh
she's.
yeah.
I always say the comedy. I'm the eye candy, and so
I
she's
see.
she's the fun one. I'm just a good looking one.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so listen, I was just going through praise charts a little bit. I'm going to show you praise charts for a second on the going through our site. I'm looking at your music here, but I did notice, I don't know if you've seen on the front cover, we've got this Tommy Prophet orchestra and big choir and lights and all that kind of stuff. I'm actually going to Nashville in a couple of weeks to see his show, and I noticed when I came across you that you've got a song. Are you singing in that show in a couple of weeks? Obviously, you've had some experience there.
No, I have a pretty full schedule, so couldn't make it there.
Oh yeah, but
Just
you did last year, right?
I did one. Yeah, there was one time he asked me, and I was like, yeah, but I just haven't been able to do it since.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, just because I do every year with Natalie Grant, and so that takes up a big chunk of my schedule.
it does. Yeah, I was just gonna ask though, like what that experience is like, because I love the whole idea of a rock orchestra. Like just the full suite, all the instruments. Obviously, that's what we do at Praise Charts. We're just trying to elevate all the instruments and voices, and that kind of
Is
experience
that
must
what it?
be amazing.
I didn't know he did like a rock Christmas concert. I don't
Yeah,
think I'm familiar with that. I know I just did one song with him. I don't. It was
yeah,
pretty. It was more of like a. Yeah, I don't know. It was more like just like an epic big song, but not
epic.
rock. I wouldn't call it rock.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Yes,
like it has a sound. It's always everything starts and goes really big, and I think that's what he
yes,
did with the song. He did.
yes. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I will be in Nashville next week to see that. But so funny story. I was talking to my publisher, my music publisher, who set up our little call here, and so I asked her, "Have you ever actually met Danny?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, she was at your church." She's like, "But I sort of met Danny. It's like I met Danny, the version of Danny that's like the guy on the worship team. There's the out on the road, the star, the singer guy, and then there's the guy who's like at the church on the worship team." And I think that's a cool thing about your church, that you guys just have a real safe haven for artists to
Yeah.
come and just be on the team serving. Tell me a little bit about that experience.
So I believe in being a
Yeah.
part of the body because the Bible talks about that we all have different roles and different parts in the body.
Yeah.
It's been home and leading worship at church, and so
Mm-hmm.
when I serve as much as I can on the team, um, and that one is just the church we've been going to is we've been there since 2013 when it was like 15 people in a basement,
Wow.
10 or 15. And so we've been there ever since, 11 years now,
Yeah.
and really enjoy it. Really enjoy
Yes.
it.
So great. Hey, let's talk a little bit about some of the new songs that you have been writing. You came out with an album here called Sound of. What songs stand out for you here that you are loving to sing and lead? Tell me about some of the songs on this project.
Well, there's this worship song on there called "Can't Help But Worship." I did with
Mm-hmm.
Naomi Rain. It is written from Isaiah 61, and it's about just when you see Jesus that there's this response. Isaiah said, "I saw the Lord high and lifted up," and immediately there was a response, and the train of his robe filled the temple. Immediately he saw, because the beauty of Christ, he saw his own, like ugliness, his own sin,
Yeah.
and um, there was a response. And you look in Revelation now, we're covered, we're washed in the blood of Jesus, and you see the response was fallen to their knees. Daniel fell to his knees. Uh, there's a response. I know a lot of times we have to sometimes like put our flesh underneath and make ourselves worship. But
Yeah.
when you see the true beauty of Christ, it's you can't help but worship. And that's what the song talks about. His praise, his power, his wisdom, his wonder, his glory, his beauty, his splendor, it just goes through all the attributes. Also, there's a song in there that's really fun. It's an up-tempo worship song. Haven't done a video for it yet, but I think it's a great church up-tempo called "Open Up the Gates." Man, does
Mm-hmm.
that song hard. So it's another up-tempo praise song. Um, there's another worship. I put more worship on this record than I did before. One called "Still on the Throne." I'm actually going to be doing a version with my church as well that we're releasing, I believe, in February. But there's this version on the record. It's a worship song, and then the one I'm doing with the Belonging Code coming out in February. But else we have the radio hit "I Got You," and so
Yes.
that's another one that did well this year. And so there's so many different. I mean, there's a lot of this. The album is very eclectic because when you talk about sound, you're not talking about one sound. For too long we've put God in a box and said, "Here's what the sound of worship is," and
Mm-hmm.
worship goes beyond, I think, than what we might be used to. Our life is supposed to be a worship, and so the song has Spanish, has Afro beats. I mean, the album Spanish Afro beats, uh, soul. The whole it's a worship experience. Sound of heaven.
Yeah. So beautiful. Awesome. Well, so many great songs, and like you say, you're out on the road trying to entertain your kids today. So, it was like in
Yeah,
Florida, is it
it's
like,
gonna
well,
be.
there's Disneyland is nearby, or is that even close? I don't know. Disney World?
It's Yeah, it's not close, but my kids have asked me probably 10 times so far, and I've had to tell them absolutely not. We are not going to Disney World today or tomorrow or the rest of the week. But when I think Florida, they think Disney World, and it's
Yeah,
just the amount it would take to drive and get back. We'd only have a couple hours there, and so I don't
yeah,
think they understand that.
yeah,
But they
yeah.
want it. I'll tell you,
I love it. Yeah, how old are your kids?
excuse me, 11, 9, 5, 7.
Oh,
But they all seem to
four.
be acting
You,
like, yeah.
yes. You are in the thick of it and taking them out all on the road with you as you're singing. So that is a feat. Sounds amazing.
Oh, thank you. It's gonna be. I have to switch hats today, and I have to be focused, laser focused. But it's worth it because I've been traveling so much that I don't want to lack in the dad department, and so
Yeah,
I knew I made a last decision to hop another bus and to get them out on the road so that we can have time together.
right on. Well, Danny, that's what life is all about. Thank you so much for taking some time with me, and thanks for all your music. Your voice is incredibly inspiring. You have a true gift the presence you bring onto the stage and your voice. I've listened to you for so many years and love it. And I love the story of your church and your family and just like living the life of worship. So just want you to know we've got so much of your music here on Praise Charts, obviously, as we have shown. And people that love your music can go get the charts. We got them.
Well, thank you so much, by the way, and I just appreciate that you taking time. And I know our
Yeah.
schedules got well, not our my schedule got messed up, but you guys have been so great, and appreciate you
Yeah.
putting the music on. Praise a blessing to people, but what you guys are doing, you need to know is also as well as you're equipping the church
Thank you.
to have worship. I thank you guys for what you do.
All right. Well, we're on the road together. Thanks very much. This is Ryan Dahl and Danny Gokey. And go get the music at praisecharts.com. See you then.